Hey guys, it's Terry Edelmann, expert handicapper at Picks and Parlays, here with another two-team moneyline NFL parlay for you guys. Of course, started this in week 2, cashing between the parlay for the Chargers and the LA Rams, both on the money line. Then we cashed again last week in week 3, cashing the Indianapolis Colts and the LA Chargers money line. Now, two different teams. We're not going to be talking about the Chargers this week. The spread a little bit too big. The money line price not worth putting in a parlay, in my opinion. So I've two other teams trying to go for 3 wins in a row with the money line parlays. But before we get to that, make sure to hit the like button. So, of course, subscribe to the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. And if you are looking for premium plays, you can find my premium plays at Picks and Parlays. Major League Baseball, CFL, NFL, little sprinkle with college football here and there, mostly on Saturdays. So lots of plays over on the Picks and Parlays website. And you can find me there, Terry Edelmann. With that being said, I'm going to start with the very first game. The first leg of my parlay is between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game being played in Germany, in Berlin, so it's a neutral field in this one. The Vikings 2.5-point favorites, the Steelers plus 120, neutral field home dogs, and a total of 40.5 here in this one. The Vikings 2-1. A win in week 1 against the Chicago Bears, 27-14. Then losing week 2, 22-6 against Atlanta. And then a dominant 48-10 smashing over Cincinnati last week. Carson Wentz comes in at quarterback. The Vikings get Andrew Van Ginkel back, Christian Darrisaw back, Harrison Smith back, and you add those 3 very important players into the lineup, and the Vikings just had a dominant win. The defense was great. The kicking was great. Franchise record 62-yard field goal. So everything that could have went right for the Vikings last week, following a really disappointing 22-6 loss in week 2. The Pittsburgh Steelers, on the other side, they enter this game also 2-1, winning their first game 34-32 against the New York Jets, then losing at home 31-17 against the Seattle Seahawks, and then winning last week 21-14 against the New England Patriots. Pittsburgh comes into this game giving up the 5th most passing yards, 781 passing yards against so far after 3 weeks. And I do think that is going to be one of the reasons why the Vikings win this game. Vikings money line, the first leg of my 2-team parlay. We saw how dominant the Vikings were last week with Carson Wentz. And now Carson Wentz is going to have another weapon in Jordan Addison, making his season debut after serving his 3-game suspension. So just another weapon for Carson Wentz and this Vikings offense. I think they have a great game here. I think Carson Wentz over 210.5 passing yards. And I think Addison touchdown, which is around plus 275. I think there's great value with both of those plays. I think the Vikings come to play here in this one. Pittsburgh, in my opinion, the defense that's supposed to be very good for this Pittsburgh Steelers team hasn't quite been there this year. Giving up 32 points to the New York Jets in week 1. Seattle, a very good team, so 31 points against isn't that much of a disappointment. And then 14 points against last week with the New England Patriots offense. This Vikings offense is going to be a different animal for this Pittsburgh defense. So I like the Vikings as my first leg of my 2-team parlay. And then, as I mentioned, Wentz passing yards, and I think Addison touchdown plus 275. There's great value there with Addison anytime touchdown in his first game of the season. Next up is the game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philadelphia comes into this game minus 3.5 point favorites. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 164 home dogs. Total of 43.5 here in this one. Like the last two teams I talked about, both of these teams enter this game with the same record. Philadelphia 3-0 after a 24-20 win against Dallas in Week 1, then beating the Kansas City Chiefs again after beating them in the Super Bowl last year, winning 20-17, and then a 33-26 comeback win against the Rams last week. The Eagles did not look good whatsoever in that first half, but you have to play two halves in football, not just the first half. The Eagles storming back to win that game and cover the spread. Heartbreaker for Rams plus 3.5 bettors, as that was looking like a easy winner for a majority of the game until the final moments. So heartbreaker there. On the other side, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also 3-0. 23-20 win against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 1. Then a squeaker of a win, 20-19 against the Houston Texans in Week 2, followed by a 29-27 win against the Jets last week. And now Tampa Bay will be, unfortunately, without Mike Evans, who is out due to injury. Baker Mayfield, their quarterback, is questionable in this one. So that his health is incredibly important for this game. Maybe he does play, but he's most likely not at 100%. The good news, though, is it looks like Chris Godwin will be making his season debut. So you're kind of losing Mike Evans, but then you're getting another player in Chris Godwin. He's still questionable as well, but looks like he will play here in this one. That being said, I like the Eagles to win this game. I get it. Both teams 3-0. Tampa Bay, if you look at their 3-0 record, if you look at the three teams they've faced and how the amount they've won by, beating Atlanta by a field goal, beating the 0-3 Houston Texans by 1 point, and then only beating the 0-3 New York Jets by 2 points. So this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team has not faced a team close to the level of this Philadelphia Eagles team. And I think obviously losing Mike Evans, we'll see exactly how healthy Baker Mayfield is. But overall, I think this is a bad matchup. And I think the money line is a great parlay piece for the Philadelphia Eagles. So Minnesota Vikings money line, Philadelphia Eagles money line, plus 156 over at DraftKings, trying to go to 3 parlay winners in a row when it comes to money line parlays. Hit the like button of this video and let me know what you think about this parlay. And hey, if you have any 2-team money line parlays or any NFL action that you like this week, let us know in the comments of this video. And if you're looking for premium plays, you can find them picksandparlays.net. I'll have a variety of different bets, player props, sides, maybe even a team total or two over on the Picks and Parlays website. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck on NFL this weekend.